the ocean remembers. It is a place of ancient memory, a library of water where stories began long before the first breath was ever drawn on land. For 400 million years, a biological prophecy has patrolled these depths, a design so perfect, evolution has barely dared to touch it. We know it as the Great White Shark. But before the legend, before the fear, and before the power, there was simply a pulse. Here, in the amber darkness of the maternal sanctuary, Titan is forged. She is not alone, or rather, she was not alone. Survival is her very first lesson, learned in the dark. For 12 months, she has grown strong on a diet of ghosts. It is a phenomenon known as oophagy. She consumes the unfertilized eggs provided by her mother, eating the potential of her own kin to fuel her own genesis. She transforms their yolk into density, into muscle, into the raw, unyielding instinct that will define her existence. She is a predator before she draws her first breath, a masterpiece sculpted in the dark, waiting for the light. The transition is a violent baptism. She is cast from the sanctuary into the vast, indifferent machinery of the Pacific. One moment, she is a passenger, the next, a participant. Look closely. This site was, until recently, a secret kept by the sea. Titan enters the world covered in a milky white film, the embryonic epitrichium. It is a shroud, a biological swaddling cloth. But as she thrashes her tail, taking her first desperate strokes in this alien world of gravity and light, the film peels away like smoke in a gale. She sheds the last vestige of her mother's protection. The ghost reveals herself to the living world. She is Titan, and for the first time in her life, she is entirely alone. To be small in the ocean is to be food. Titan is 1.5 meters of nervous energy, a fragile geometry of cartilage and ambition. We call this place a nursery, the shallow waters of Southern California. The word implies safety, warmth, and care. But nature offers no such comforts. This shallow, sun-drenched bay, with its waving seagrass and shifting light, is a gilded cage. She must keep moving. To stop is to suffocate. Water must flow over her gills to keep the metabolic fire lit. The water here tastes thick, rich with salt, sediment, and the chemical signals of 1,000 other lives. The visibility is poor, a constant haze of plankton and river silt. For a creature who will one day rule the open ocean with crystal clear vision, this murk is her first challenge. She must learn to read the shadows before they read her. And the shadows here have teeth. A shape approaches, heavy, blunt, a thug of the shallows, the bull shark. In these waters, Titan is not the apex. She is merely a morsel. The hierarchy here is dictated by size, and she is at the bottom. Watch the calculation. There is no panic, only a stillness born of ancient coding. She uses the environment itself as a shield. She angles her body against the light, letting the sun fracture across her back, blending her gray stripes with the ripples of the sand below. This is the art of countershading. She becomes a phantom. She holds her breath, her heart, a muted drum in the silence, beating against the cold reality of her solitude. The brute passes, unaware that the future queen of the ocean lies just beneath his fins. Hunger is a cruel teacher, and Titan has not eaten since she left the womb. Her reserves are fading. The furnace within demands fuel. She must hunt. But in this murky world, how does one find what cannot be seen? Buried beneath this nondescript carpet of sand lies a stingray, motionless, invisible to the eye. But Titan possesses a gift that transcends sight, the sixth sense. The pores peppering her snout, the ampullae of Lorenzini, are filled with a conductive gel, a substance so sensitive it borders on the quantum. She is not just smelling the water, she is feeling the electricity of life. She picks up the faint bioelectric field of the ray's beating heart, a voltage as faint as a single battery connected across an ocean. Yet to her it screams. It is a spark of life betraying itself in the silence. She circles. The signal is strong. She strikes. But youth is clumsy. She misjudges the depth. Her jaws snap shut not on flesh, but on a mouthful of grit and silt. The ray explodes from its hiding place, a winged panic in the dust cloud. Titan is thrown off balance, her body twisting awkwardly. This is not the surgical precision of the adult she will become. This is the desperate, messy trial of youth. Frustration is evident in the sharp jerk of her head, but she does not give up. The chase is on, and here, physics is on her side. Her torpedo shape cleaves the water with far greater efficiency than the flapping ray. Every stroke of her tail buys her distance. Every panic-stricken flap of the ray costs it precious energy. She closes the gap. This time she does not hesitate. She clamps down. It is a chaotic struggle, a flurry of silt and white belly, but her needle teeth, still small, designed to grip rather than saw, find their purchase. The struggle ceases. She consumes her prize, a small victory, fuel for the furnace within. But in this moment, the clumsy apprentice begins to fade, and the architect of the ocean begins to emerge. The sun sets on her first days, casting long shadows across the sand. Titan swims on, a lonely phantom practicing for the throne, determined to survive the lost years.